Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Malonemua. For those of you that don't know, if it is your first time being here, thank you so much for watching my video. And if it is not your first time, thank you so much for coming back. So today I wanted to sit down and what did I even just say? So today I wanted to sit down and film a drugstore tutorial. I can't even talk. So today I wanted to sit down and film a drugstore tutorial for you guys. A lot of you guys have requested a drugstore tutorial in the past, so today I wanted to sit down and film it for you because I know it is highly requested. So yeah, I had so much fun filming this video. I love the way that this look turned out. I think it's so just bomb. Living for it. As always, don't forget to go follow me over on my Instagram. My name is @Malonemua, just like here on YouTube. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little bell notification so that you are notified every single time I upload. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and stop babbling. I love you so much. God loves you so much. Spend some time with Jesus today. I promise you will not regret it. He loves you and all he wants is a relationship with you. So spend some time with him. Have an awesome, awesome day wherever you are. And I hope that you enjoy this drugstore tutorial. Alrighty, so here we are, all zoomed in, up close and personal on my face. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna go in with foundation. Now, I actually 90% of the time use drugstore foundation. That might be a very crazy thing to believe, but I believe that the drugstore has just as good a foundation as foundations that are like $50. And why would I spend $50 on a foundation that works just the same as a $10 foundation? You feel me? Okay, cool. So the foundation that we're gonna be going in with is actually the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte and Pro Glow. These two right here, I like to mix them together. I love the finish that they give. They're full coverage. This one's matte, this one's dewy. Put them together, magic. So the matte one that I'm going in with is in shade 101, and this one is in shade 202. So I like to mix these two together. I feel like they give me the perfect like color match to my skin and great coverage, like I said. So I just go on the back of my hand and I just do a little bloop. It's not very little. I use a lot of foundation. Ew, that probably sounds so gross. Okay, and then I do a little bit here. I do like even amounts of each, I feel like. And then what I'll do is I'll just take a tiny little brush and I just take the back of it and I just will do a little mixy on the back of my hand before I apply it to my face. Okay, and then I usually, to get off the brush, will go like that. And then I'm gonna be going in with a beauty sponge today that is actually a drugstore beauty sponge, and I have been obsessed with this beauty sponge lately. I have tried the actual like beauty blenders, I've tried the Real Techniques ones, I've tried a few different ones, and this one is by Sonia Kashuk, and it's seriously, one of my friends got it for me, and I thought, oh my gosh, that's not gonna be that great, and I have not put it down in weeks. Like, it's the only beauty sponge that I will use. I don't know what it is, but like the firmness of it, the way it blends out foundation, I just love it. I love the flat side. I love that this side is super pointed so I can get like right up in there. Oh girl, I am just living for this sponge. So I am just pouncing that foundation all over into my skin, as you can see. Okay, cool, so foundation is done. As you can see, the coverage is there. Yes, honey, the coverage is there. So for concealer, this is actually very painful for me to go in with a drugstore concealer because you guys know that my ride or die is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I literally use it every single day. I have never gone back from using that. I use it all the time. It's so good. So I am gonna go in with a drugstore concealer today though, because this is a drugstore tutorial and I ain't trying to break no rules up in here. So I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer. This is actually the concealer that I used to use way back in the day when I wanted a full coverage concealer. This was way before Tarte Shape Tape was even a thing. So I just put a little bit. Let's be honest, it's not a little bit. So I just put that on the back of my hand and then I will go in with like a concealer brush just like this one. Now I will say, a little disclaimer, the brushes that I use in this tutorial are not all gonna be drugstore because I don't even buy really drugstore brushes because I feel like the tools that you use are so important when doing your makeup. They literally will make or break the way your makeup application turns out. So I use mostly Sigma and Morphe brushes, a few Real Techniques, but barely any. So just little disclaimer on that. So this actually is a Cover FX concealer brush, and I'm just gonna dot into that concealer and put it right underneath my eye. We are just gonna pack that baby on. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with that Beauty Sponge by Sonia Kashuk, and I am just going to blend that out. Okay, and then I also am going to use this concealer just to go on my lids to prime them for eyeshadow, because girl, we got some veiny discolored lids up in here. The Lord did not bless us with good eyelids. And I'm just gonna put a little bit more concealer under my eyes just for good measure. Not gonna lie, this concealer is not that bad. If you are someone that is balling on a budget, I think this one's like 10 bucks though, but if you're someone that's on a budget and just needs to find a good drugstore concealer, this one is pretty good. It of course does not have as good of coverage as the Tarte Shape Tape, but you know, you get what you pay for. Next up for powder, I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, which looks like this. This is my ride or die go-to setting powder. I love this stuff. I don't use anything else. Okay, and then I just use a brush to set that. I don't set my under eyes using a beauty sponge and powder and like baking it in, because I feel like on me it never ends up looking good. It just crepes up and just looks gross and ages my skin, so I don't do it. I will bake in other areas if I want my makeup to like really stay on and be locked in all day, but honestly I don't think that it's like super necessary to do it underneath your eyes, because the whole point of baking, I feel like, is to bake like oily spots on your face that would usually like disappear throughout the day. And I don't know of anyone that gets oily under eyes. I feel like that's pretty much just like a drier area for everyone. I could be wrong, but I personally just do not get oily at all under my eyes. Okay, and I'm setting my lids with that same powder as well. I just go in and I set my entire face, honestly, with this powder. Next up, we need to go in and do a little bronzing of the skin because we're looking pretty ghostly right now. So I'm gonna be going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer. I think it works just as good as the Benefit Hoola Bronzer, and oh, thank you, Jesus. It smells so good. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go into that, and we're gonna start doing a little bronzing up in here, because Lord knows we need it. And I always bring my bronzer like up all around my forehead as well. Like, you know how everyone says like when you highlight and contour, you should do like the 3. Now, I don't do the 3, I just do a C, and I don't bring my bronzer down here. I do a little bit like on my neck, but I don't bring it around the chin area. It's just personal preference, and I feel like I already have like a pretty chiseled chin, so I don't really feel like I need to like chisel it out or contour it anymore. Bronze, blend, bronze, blend. Okay, and then I also go in with the same bronzer to contour my nose a little bit. I don't really do like a harsh contour of the nose because, let's face it, I don't really need it, and I don't think it would turn out good anyways. So I just take a small blending brush. This one is a Sigma Tapered Blending E40 brush, and this is the one that I just personally use every day to do a light contour on my nose. And I just bring it all the way from like my brow, and then I bring it down to the end of my nose and just do a really light, fine contour. Okay, so now that the bronzing is done, the next step that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin Transforming Powder in Porcelain. And it looks like this. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I absolutely live for this pressed powder. I think it is so good. I use it every single day. And I think this powder is like perfect for if you've been wearing your makeup all day and then like you're getting oily and your makeup's separating. If you go in with this stuff and just do a quick like dab, 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 girl, it will erase it like nothing ever happened. It's so nice. I highly recommend getting this powder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna dip into this powder, and I just like to take this like all around my face. Sometimes I do this before bronzer, sometimes I do it after, but it doesn't really matter. And honestly, this step might be kind of useless to some people, but I just feel like it adds a little bit more coverage. And I feel like when I do it over the edges of the bronzer that I put down, it kind of just makes it more of like a softer blend from that bronzer into the rest of my face, so it's not so harsh. So I just put a little bit of this all over the place, but I don't take it like above the bronzer. I don't put it on top of it, just like on the edges of it. And sometimes I'll use it too to like really sharpen up that contour. If I really want to sharpen it up, I'll take the little sponge that comes with it and I'll just like glide it along down where my contour is, and that will cut that contour real quick. Next up is blush, and you guys know that I'm a girl that loves my blush. I love to pack that blush on and have a nice rosy cheek. I don't really know, I don't really prefer between like peach and pink. I think they're all great, but my favorite drugstore blush to date, hey, that kind of rhymed, is the, of course, Milani Luminoso blush. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with that and put that on these cheeks. I'm going in with a Sigma Spotlight Duster F37 brush, and I just recently started using this brush to put my blush on, and I actually love the way that it like just gives like this subtle, really pretty application. I don't know, I've been living for it lately. I used to use a Morphe synthetic blush brush, but I don't know, lately I've just been like all about this one. I love this blush because it's like has that peachiness to it, but it also has a subtle like glow to it, like a golden glow. So I feel like it's really good for summertime just to pop on your cheeks. Just gives you that nice goddess glow. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jump onto the brows. I usually wait till the very last step to do my highlight. That's the last thing I do because I feel like it just like pulls the whole look together and just makes me feel even more bomb than I already do. So I'm gonna skip on to brows. Now I always go in with the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo. Lately I've been using the blonde one. I used to use taupe. I used to use their dip brow, but girl, that is a thing of the past. But of course, I wanted to stick with the drugstore tutorial. So I did want to go in today with a drugstore product, and this is the Maybelline Brow Precise Micro Crayon, and I think this is in blonde. I think. I have the package right here. Yes, so this is in blonde. And I have used this a few times. I don't love it, I don't hate it. I'm kind of like, meh, about it. But since it's a drugstore, girl, we gonna use it. I do like that this has a little spoolie on this end. I think that's super awesome. And then this side just rolls up and down. I don't personally love doing my brows with little pencils like this. I just feel like it takes longer and they just don't turn out as well on me. But Lord Jesus, be with me today. Also, don't clock me on my brows. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Girl, I never do my brows. Like, I never tweeze my brows. I don't wax them. I don't do anything to them because I want them to grow. I want them to grow and be bushy and huge, like Cara Delevingne. Is that her last name? Is that how you say it? I live for her brows. Live for her brows. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in and start doing just little strokes with this brow product just to bring these brows to life, girl. So I usually will do a few strokes and then I will go in and spoolie it out. And I just do that for 10 years until they turn out how I want them to. Okay, brows are done. We are moving right along, people. Here we go. So my face looks a lot more pale on camera than it does in person. Like, I actually look pretty tan and it matches my neck perfectly. So I'm not sure why, but like, I think you guys probably see it a lot more pale than it is, but just know, in person, girl, I don't look like a ghost. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump now over to eyeshadow. So TBH, I don't own a single drugstore eyeshadow palette. And that might be annoying, but I just feel like I don't wanna compromise on good eyeshadow. I'm not gonna spend money on drugstore eyeshadow palettes when I don't think that they are as good as high-end palettes. Now, when I say high-end, a lot of my palettes are high-end, but I also have quite a few Morphe palettes, and I love Morphe. I think Morphe palettes are incredible. I think that they are super great. They are a great cost. I kind of consider them drugstore palettes because they are so cheap. So I am gonna go in with a Morphe palette today. Now I do wanna say just quickly, I haven't bought a drugstore palette like a Milani palette or a Maybelline eyeshadow palette. Like, I haven't bought any of those in years, so who knows, the quality may be a lot better now. I haven't used it in a long time, so if you love your Maybelline eyeshadow palette, girl, use it. Do your thing. But today I'm gonna be going in with a Morphe palette. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette by Morphe. I'm sure some of you were like, duh, of course she's gonna go in with that. But it just is such a good price. It's such a good cost. You can order them online at morphe.com. Slide in my discount code. JK, maybe someday, that would be great. So this is the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. As you can tell, I kind of like this shade a lot. So I'm just gonna go in and use this palette for my look today. I hope you guys aren't salty about it because this palette, I think this palette's like $35, 30, 35, something like that. So it's honestly pretty cheap for the amount of shadows that you do get. I love Morphe, their products are amazing. Their eyeshadows are very blendable. It's just, they're great. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this palette to create something today. I don't even know what I'm gonna do today with my look. I don't know, no idea what I wanna do with my look today. I don't even know. Okay, cool beans. So first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in with a deep chocolate shade because I never would really do this normally. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palette. I don't know what the shade name is off the top of my head, so sorry about that. And I'm just gonna dip into that using, of course, my Sigma Blending E25 brush, fave brush of all time. Use code Malonemua for money off your purchase at Sigma Beauty. I do have a discount code for that one, girl. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna start packing it right into that crease. It's gonna look a little crazy at first, but girl, trust me, we will do some blending. Okay, so I'm just first packing into that crease, and then I'm gonna start going in little circular motions. And I am getting fallout when doing this. Girl, you're always just gonna get fallout. You know what? We should count how many times I say girl. Maybe I'll do a little timer at a little like counter at the bottom of how many times I say girl in one video. But you are gonna get fallout when you are packing a shadow with a blending brush. That's just real talk. So I'm just going in and I'm doing tiny circular motions to blend this out. We of course will go in with a lighter transition shade to blend it out even further, but I just wanted to first start with putting this dark color right in that crease. Next up, I want to bring a little bit of warmth into the look, so I'm just going to be going in with this shade right here from the palette, and I'm going to be taking that on a Sigma Small Tapered Blending E45 brush, and I am just going to dip into that shade, and I want to put it, I've actually never used this shade before. That's crazy. That's my first time ever using this shadow in this palette. So I'm just going to dip into that, and then I'm just going to run it along the outside of that eyeshadow to really blend it out. And this is just gonna bring some warmth into that brown, because when I started blending that brown out, it was actually turning more of like a cool tone purple shade, and I want it to stay more of like a warm look. So we're just going in on the edges and blending this shade in. Next up, I'm gonna be going in with this yellow shade right here from the palette. Looks like Makeup Geek Chickadee. And I'm gonna take that on a Sigma Blending E36 brush, and I'm just gonna dip Ronnie into that. And then I'm gonna take this right, oh my gosh, I'm shaky. I'm gonna take that right along the edge of that shade that we just put down. Next up, I'm gonna go ahead and go in and cut the crease. So I, of course, am gonna use that same concealer, the Maybelline Master Conceal that we used underneath our eyes. I'm gonna use that to cut the crease. Okay, so now that that crease is cut, I'm just gonna be going in with this shade right here from the palette, and this is just a super deep brown color. It's almost black, it's so dark. And I'm gonna go in with this little tiny brush here, and I'm just going to dip into that, and I'm gonna put it down, you can fall in love. I don't even remember what song that is, but I'm gonna go ahead and pack that right. Oh shoot, girl, that is dark. Okay, this brush is too big. Hold up. Hold up. We're gonna go in with a pencil brush to do this, and I'm just going to pack that. That literally is black. Like, no joke, that's like almost black. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm going to slightly pack that on to that outer corner. Okay, so as you can see, we just packed that deep dark shade on the outer corner. So now I'm gonna go in with a shimmer shade on the lid. Okay, so the first shade that I'm gonna go in with is this shade right here from the palette. And I am just going to take that on another little concealer brush. This one is a Sigma brush. And I'm just dipping into that shade. And then I'm just gonna pop this right on the center of my lid. Okay, so I just packed that on the center of the lid, and then for the inner part of the lid, I'm gonna go in with this bright shade right here. I use this shade all the time on brides. I think it's like the prettiest shade ever for like an inner corner or even for like a lid color. So I'm just gonna take that on the same brush, and I'm gonna pop that right on that inner corner and blend it into that other shade. Now for the lower lash line, I'm pretty much gonna just match what I did on the top. I'm gonna go in with that reddish shade, and I am just going to buff this right underneath my lash line. And I'm gonna smoke this out pretty far just because your girl feels like being smoky today. And then I'm just gonna dip into that yellow shade. I'm gonna buff it right on the edge of that warm red tone that we put down. Okay, and then I want to make sure we bring that depth down to the lower lash line as well. So I'm just going to go in with that super deep shade that we put on the outer corner, and I'm just going to buff that right in to that lower lash line as well, but I'm keeping this really tight to that lash line. Yes, honey, that eye is looking fierce as ever. To highlight the inner corner and the brow bone, I'm just gonna be taking the bright highlight shade from the top corner of the palette, and I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that where it goes. So I'm popping that on the inner corner of my eye, boom! Yes, honey, there it is, yes. Okay, and then I'm gonna put it on the brow bone as well, just right up in here. For eyeliner today, I'm gonna be going in with the Maybelline Eyestudio gel liner, and this is in Blackest Black. You guys already know I use this eyeliner all the time, so I'm just gonna be going in with that, and I think I'm just gonna do like a simple little line. I don't think I'm gonna do, actually I kinda wanna do a wing. Wing it out a little bit, just Okay, I'm gonna do a wing. So I'm gonna be going in with this Sigma Winged Liner EO6 brush, and I'm just gonna go in and we are going to slay that wing, baby girl. Okay, so mini baby wing is in full effect. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with mascara. Today I'm gonna be going in with the, I think this is by Loreal. Yes, L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this. I don't love this mascara, but girl, we're doing it for the drugstore tutorial. So I'm just quickly coating my lashes in this. I will say this mascara isn't bad if you are looking for like a good drugstore mascara. I recently started using the Benefit Bad Gal Bang mascara, and I'm obsessed with it. So using this like doesn't even compare. It's like wah wah wah. But for a drugstore mascara, I don't think that this one is bad. For lashes today, I'm gonna be going in with the Ardell Mega Volume 253 lashes that look like this. They are super bomb, super big, super voluptuous, and they're of course from the drugstore. And then I also am gonna go in with the Duo Glue, which you can get at any drugstore as well. This is the glue that I use on a daily basis when I use lashes, so, and I also use Ardell lashes all the time, so both are a good choice and they work real nice. Okay, cool, so first eye is done and I'm loving it, I'm living for it, I think it looks so bomb. So I'm gonna go ahead and gump? I was gonna say go, but then I was gonna say jump, so we're gonna go ahead and gump right off camera, and I will finish the rest. Ooh, I'm sticking, girl. And I'm gonna finish the rest of, well, I need to finish this eye, I need to start this eye, and then we'll be right back to finish up the rest of the face. Okay, so both eyes are now done. I love the way that they look. So we're gonna go ahead and finish the rest of our face, and then we will be done with this drugstore tutorial. So I actually do not own a highlighter from the drugstore. I know, I just have never purchased a highlighter from the drugstore. So we're gonna improvise today, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, and I'm actually going to mix these two top shades right here because this is the palette we used on our eyes. So it's considered drugstore because of the price. So we're just gonna use it as a highlighter anyways. Okay, and then before I highlight, I'm actually gonna go ahead and go in and set my face. So I'm just gonna be using the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and this is their setting spray. So here we go. And I think that stuff is like 10 bucks, so it's cheap, don't worry, and it works bomb. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my Sigma High Cheekbone Highlighter F03 brush, and I'm just gonna dip into those two eyeshadows from that palette. Hopefully this isn't too stark white on me, but I'm gonna go ahead and go in and just highlight using both of those shades. Yes, honey, that's a good highlight. See, sometimes it's good to improvise. Try out new things, end up living for it. Oh my gosh. I've seen Jaclyn do this a few times with these eyeshadows, but oh my gosh, it is beautiful. So I'm also gonna highlight my Cupid's bow and my chin, and then the end of my nose, just that little tip there, down the nose as well, and then a little bit above the brows as well. Just to add an overall glow on the skin. See, highlight just literally pulls everything together. Okay, now last but certainly certainly not least, we're gonna go ahead and go in and do lips because we are missing a lip color here. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my fave nude lip of all time, which is the Maybelline Purely Nude Matte Lipstick. This is in 535, it looks like this. This lipstick is bomb, girl. Don't pass up on it because you need it. So I'm gonna quickly just coat my lips in this. Okay, and then for gloss, I'm gonna be going in with the NYX Butter Gloss, and this is in Angel Food Cake. I absolutely love this gloss, and it's drugstore approved. So we're gonna go ahead and put that above that lipstick. Okay, so as you can see, that didn't really change the color a whole lot. It just added a nice little pretty gloss. So, oh my gosh, this is the finished look. Oh my gosh, I'm in love. I am in love. Okay guys, so that is all I have for you for this tutorial. I hope that you love the way that this eye look turned out. I personally am living for it. I just, oh, so bomb. I love it. Don't even care that it's summertime and my eyes are a little bit like fall. Don't even care because it looks so good. So I hope that you guys love the way that this look turned out. Please let me know if you have any questions down in the, I almost said like question box. No, in the comments. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions regarding any of the products that I used today. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell notification, and go follow me over on my Instagram, which is @MaloneMUA. Okay guys, that is all. I love you. Bye.